Today we're looking at the fun side of being an INFJ. We're talking about the 5 types of entertainment that INFJ loves but keeps hidden. Not necessarily because we're ashamed of it, but mostly because we just don't think it's anybody's business or anybody cares about it, or frankly said, it just seems kind of weird to talk about it. But all in all, those are entertainments we just love to do, and we do them all the time without even thinking about it. So today we're looking into 5 of those amazing entertainments INFJs love. Before we get started, I want to remind you, if you want some guidelines on creating your INFJ Epic Life, then get the free poster on the INFJ Epic Life formula. And if you want to take it to the next step, then get the INFJ Epic Life audio guide today. It's a DIY course that you can do at your time, wherever you are. You can listen to it in your car, on your commute. You can listen to it while you draw or while you go on a hike. It is on your terms, it is at your pace, and you decide how you want to approach it. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. Entertainment number 1, shutting down our mind and enjoying others' energy. So this is something a lot of INFJs have a mixed feeling about, because on the one hand, it is something that we love to do all the time. We've done since we were children. We've done it in order to survive, but we've also done it because it is like an easy fix to our boredom. It's an easy fix to, changing the mood, having new inspiration, having new ideas pop up in our minds. And so on the one hand, it is something that felt like, okay, this is something I do all the time. Like, why should I not choose this? But this road has also led us to completely neglecting, what we need to do in order to get our life to a place that we like. So this can be an area that is getting us into trouble. But if you look at it for what it is, which is entertainment, which is joy, which is fun, then you can really use it recreationally, so to say. You can look at it from the perspective of, I love to not have to think. I love to not have to make decisions, to just lay back and enjoy what others are doing, how they're expressing themselves, and just being part of that. So this is all about being a guest at somebody else's, dinner party. This is all about diving into another person's, emotional states, as in, an artist, how they experience life, what things bring joy to them, what excites them. Because we really have to look at how our mind works. We can pick up on what they're experiencing really, really easily. Of course, it all happens through our own lens. It all happens from our own perspective. So we really have to be aware of, we're not really experiencing what they're experiencing. We're interpreting what they're experiencing through our lens. But we also have to be aware of, this is not something a lot of people can do. So many personality types are not able to pick up on that, to create any kind of emotions within themselves, to, get some dopamine or, whatever other chemicals are happening in our mind that bring us joy. We can actually feel joyful, we can feel excited to such an extent by just experiencing something like this as an observer. And once we really understand that this is a way of fun, we can really use it in a healthy way, as in, oh, I'm meeting my friends this weekend, and I know my friends like to organize things, they like to host, they like to do these amazing things. Let me go and enjoy their energy. And I'm not going to be the one who's going to create the main thing. I'm not going to be the one who's going to say what we're going to do, what we're going to eat, because this is difficult for me. I know it's a necessary step in so many areas, but when it comes to my enjoyment, this is one of the things I choose to do, and we should really lose all the shame around it, because it's just something that you enjoy and it just doesn't bother anybody. So really go for it. Enjoyment number 2 is predicting outcomes. So again, okay, what does that mean? Well, the thing is, we have a really great intuition. And so therefore, we think of so many situations in such a way of, how is this going to play out? Who's going to come out on top? Who's going to get together? Who's going to create something new? And this creation in our mind is already bringing us so much joy. It's actually one of the reasons why we don't take action sometimes when we should, because just predicting something is already getting us excited. And then when we see how things are playing out and they actually play out the way we predicted them, we get another high, because it tells us, oh, you really have this great intuition. You proved it to yourself one more time. And it's this entire dynamic that, is really fun to us. It's a game, it's joyful. And so therefore we continuously do this without even thinking about it. So this is something that we keep hidden, because how are you going to tell this to people? Oh, I like to predict outcomes. I like to, think of who's going to say what and how this is going to play out and all of those things. Well, it is fun to us. It is fun to us to be the observer, to be the person who can just lay back, to have a hunch of, oh, this is how it's going to play out, and then actually, accompany that situation until we really recognize, oh, I was right. It really turned out the way I wanted. Please remember again, this is something that we do for fun. This is an entertainment. This is joy. It's never going to be enough to just focus on this. So if you always have in the back of your mind of, why should I take action on something? I already know it works in my mind. Trust me, in order to really get that process going, we need to take that action. It's not enough to just predict things and then watch them play out. But for fun's sakes, for entertainment, for joy, go for it. Enjoy it, particularly when it's people around you or situations around you that have nothing to do with you, where you can just have your predictions, enjoy how they play out, and then either prove to yourself, oh, I was right, or taking in more information and understanding how things work so you're ready for your next prediction. Entertainment number 3, analyzing people's relationship dynamics. And if I just say this out loud, I already feel bad about it, because how superficial does that sound? How, condescending does that sound? Maybe you have people in your life who, are really suffering from their dynamic with each other. And what are we doing as INFJs? We're analyzing that. We're asking ourselves, why is this happening? Is it because this one person has some insecurities in this area and they're projecting it onto the other person, and this is how it plays out? For the people involved, this is, a scary situation. It's something that goes, really deep into their core. And sometimes it has really good effects on them. Sometimes it has very negative effects on them. So how can it be that this is entertainment for us? Well, it is. We just have to be aware of that. People are not going to suffer more because we analyze the situation. People are also not going to suffer less because we analyze the situation. Very often we think, I love to do this. That's why we keep doing it. I mean, remember this, just because you are of service sometimes. So, you analyze, a relationship in your life, maybe between two people, and you give them advice on how they could fix things, and maybe they can, just because you are of service, that does not mean that this in itself can't bring you joy at the same time. What we recognize, though, very often is that if we focus on the situation and people just don't want to listen to your advice, they don't want to look at it from your perspective, it's best for us to really let that go and not focus on it, because you analyze the situation once, but if people are repeating those patterns over and over again, sometimes for years, and nothing is changing, of course, it's not fun for us. You're not being of service because you already said your opinion. It has not been listened to. Why analyze the situation when you already analyzed it? You have all the conclusions made in your mind. And that's actually a situation when we really take a step back. That being said, still analyzing relationship dynamics, sometimes even, in people that we don't even know, like maybe people in the media or maybe in a movie or whatever it may be. Just doing that is joyful for us. It's fun, it's entertainment, because again, we can use our knowledge. We can use all the life experience that we've had, because we're really good at this stuff. We're good at understanding relationship dynamics between other people. That's even easier and, more carefree for us because we're not involved. And because we're so good at understanding what's going on within people, we can also very often know what's going on between, two people or a group of people and what is causing this kind of relationship dynamic. So again, it's something that we love to do. It's a fun thing. You don't have to go overboard. And particularly if I can't do anything about the situation, I don't have any more information, so why keep analyzing it? So really double check with yourself. Is this still fun for me, or do I just feel like I need to stay connected to this and I need to talk to my friend about this topic again one more time because I need to be involved. I feel like I'm responsible for what's going on because I'm the only one who understands this. Trust me, if you've told them once and they don't get it, chances are they won't get it if you tell them the 5th time. So really remember for yourself, am I doing this because I feel obligated or because I feel like I have to, otherwise I'm a bad person? Or we're really doing this really from a standpoint of, I love to do this because it's fun. I might be able to help others. If I can't, if people ask me, I can say what I think, and then I can just relax. And if I want to enjoy something similar again, analyze the situation, analyze, relationship dynamics, then I can do this. Remember, just because you're doing something good for other people, that doesn't mean that it can't be fun for you as well. It is fun, and it's okay for us to admit that to ourselves. Entertainment number 4. Finding shortcuts. So one of the things INFJs are really good at is optimizing. The reason for this is because our last function, SE, meaning extroverted sensing, is not that greatly developed, particularly when we were younger. So how do we approach life? So we approach life from the perspective of how can I use the least amount of energy necessary in order to get the result that I want? This is pretty much optimizing our lives. It's about finding shortcuts. It's about using our intuition to making the right kind of choices. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. This is a fun thing because all of the things we talk about today are based on the fact that we're good at them. We can, pick up emotions through that. We get this feedback of, oh, this is fun, because it shows us again that we're good at something, that we like what we're doing, that there's a result that is created based on, the ideas that we have. Similar things with the shortcuts. What I always like to say is the following. We're INFJs. We don't have to do all the things. We have to do the right things. This is our superpower, understanding what little steps we need to make in order to get the biggest changes and the best improvements in our lives. So finding those shortcuts is always something that is in the back of our mind. And we do that without people even asking us about it. Nobody expects us to find shortcuts, but it's something our mind does automatically because it's fun for us, it's entertainment, and it's like this great feeling of, yes, I hacked the system one more time. So if we know that this is something we love to do, let's lean in on the things that we do for fun. And then we also know this isn't something we do pathologically and in a way that maybe it's not healthy for me, right? Because we've all been in situations where we optimize the thing more and more and, it's not really getting us anywhere. We have to really get out of that box that we've tried to optimize because there's nothing left to optimize here. And once we know that this is something that we do naturally, like the optimizing process, and we do this without somebody asking us about it, we do this automatically, we're more likely to step out of that pattern and then maybe optimize a situation that is bigger than that. So maybe you've optimized everything in your current job. You've made it work for you perfectly. You learned how to play the system, how to hack the system. All in all, the only way for you to grow within that job is just pretty much to just wait it out until you get the next promotion that everybody's entitled to after, let's say, 3 years. When you've gotten to this situation, it's really worth asking yourself, am I getting the fun out of this that I used to get? Because this optimizing process is a huge factor in our motivation to be great at our job or, at whatever we want to do in our private life as well. So knowing that optimizing a situation, finding shortcuts is one of the things we're not only good at, but it's also one of the things that we just love to do. It's fun for us. It's joyful. It's, entertainment. How can I add this flavor to my life again if I've lost it? And maybe in some situation that really means I need to look beyond what I'm currently living. If I can't grow within this company because I can't optimize the situation anymore, let's take on a bigger challenge. So then I can really prove to myself one more time, yes, I can optimize it. It's a fun thing to do, and I'm doing it lightheartedly without it having to be a burden on me. The 5th thing we love to do for entertainment is glowing up others. You know this term, to glow up, right? We've talked about this before, but so often we're so great and we love to let others glow up. And it, of course, all starts from within. We want to see people shine. That is the reason why we dim our light so often, because we want to see people, really experience life to the fullest. We want them to tap into their potential. We want them to be excited about who they are. We love this entire process. This is fun for us. And the problem with this entire thing is that, we love to do this because we're so good at it. We see the results. It is really easy for us because we don't have to take too much action. We just have to show people, oh, you have to look at it from this perspective. And, why not try to see the world this way? And so we can really use our unique powers to let others glow up. What we have to remember in this area, though, is that we love to do this so much that we do this very often at our own detriment. And that means we dim our own light to make others glow up. And that is something that we just have to come to terms with in a way of, I can do this, but only to an extent. I'm never, ever dimming my life in my life like this again in order to make somebody glow up like this. This is actually one of the areas where it is really important for us to understand that this is such a deep wish for us to help others see how great they are, that we're even willing to do things that, run our own energy to the ground. And so once we become aware of that, we can really set the right kind of boundaries, which are, you're going to find a way to let others glow up. But you have to take care of yourself first. You have to give the oxygen mask to yourself first. You have to glow up first yourself, and through that process, really inspire others to do the same. You have this urge within you so strongly. It is bringing so much joy and entertainment into your life. You're going to do it one way or another. So as an INFJ, you don't have to worry that if you focus on yourself, you're going to forget about others. You're not. You're just going to find healthy outlets for it, because now you just don't have that much left to give to others. You really fill up your void first, and then you see that you still have energy left to give. Remember, if you want some more guidelines, how to glow up yourself first, how to create that INFJ Epic Life for you, then get the INFJ Epic Life Formula poster. It is really a guideline of what steps to take and in what direction to go. And once you've done this and you say, I want to go deeper in this, I want to understand this process and this formula all the way and take action on it, then get the INFJ Epic Life audio guide. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then check out the video you see on the screen right now. I see you in the next one, guys. Bye.